Hey everybody, welcome back. For anyone new, I'm Dina. This is Creative Minds Homeschool, and this is Virtual Homeschool Co-op question number 2, which is, how do you deal with negative comments about homeschooling? Or something to that effect, like, how do you deal with negative comments that people make about the fact that you homeschool? Yeah. So I'll tell you like the few instances, or like clarify something. I don't take questions about homeschooling, even awkwardly worded ones, I don't take them as a negative. It's hard to offend me in that way. I just feel like people are curious. They want to know, like, how is it homeschooling? How's that working? You know, which with my friends and family, that I get a lot of positive feedback. A lot of my friends will be like, oh, we want to come visit your homeschool. We want to see how, you know, like, that sounds so fun, you know. So I get a lot of positive from that. Very rarely, if ever, have I gotten negative from people. I don't even get, you know, like the whole socialization question. I think if you sit down and talk with me about homeschooling, I probably broach that before you can even say anything about it. You know, and it's because it weighs heavily on my mind. I think that is a good question. You know, how are you going to socialize your kids? Good question. When people are asking questions, they're trying to learn how you do things. I ask questions all the time, and then in hindsight I go, they might have taken offense that I asked that question. I'm just trying to learn. You know, I'm teaching my kids, I want my kids to ask questions and feel like it's okay. That's how you learn. So if someone's asking me about homeschool, even if their questions are kind of like pointed and like awkwardly worded, I don't get offended by that. And honestly, I don't even have that happen a lot. I've probably asked more questions before I started homeschooling that sounded pointed or just, you know, well, how do you do this? Like, how do they get socialization? You know, just want to know. So yeah, I mean, and where we're at, it is very common to homeschool. I mean, it is more and more and more. Like every year I've done it. The next year, it's like, oh, you're jumping on the bandwagon. Good for you. You know, great. So yeah, there are a lot of outlets for homeschooling around here. We have a co-op that's pretty big that we are involved in. It's like a twice a month co-op. There's a lot of classical conversations co-ops around here, or I don't know what they call it, community groups, whatever. They do. There's a lot of diverse ways people are doing homeschooling around here. So it's pretty much a common and accepted thing where I am. So yeah, I don't get a lot of negative feedback, or I don't take it as negative. I take it as curious person doesn't have a clue what's involved in this process, ask away. I'm not offended by that. I've never really had anyone say anything that was just overtly ugly. You know, now I've heard a few comments that were not really nice directed toward other people's children, but sad. That's not nice. You know, I mean, there are homeschoolers in general. I mean, people might be looking at us going, that's the awkward homeschool family in our neighborhood. I don't care. Y'all, have you watched? I'm going to put a link to my video about letting negative stuff roll off your back, because that's what I do with that. I just take it, let it roll off my back. So, but in general, we have a lot of support from our family. They are all very supportive. I mean, I have my sister that lives away from us that will, you know, she's always checking in on me. How are you doing? You know, she's encouraged me, go to the gym, get some Dina time at the gym, like take the kids and let them do their thing and you go get your own time. My other sister lives closer and she'll give me a teacher in service day where I can go just do my thing. My mother-in-law is willing to keep my kids pretty much at the drop of the hat if I need her to, or come be the substitute teacher every now and then if I have something I need to go do. My husband every now and then will take the day off and be like, let me do school and you do whatever. My mom is very supportive, and she asks good questions. I don't take her questions as negative. Hers are more, think long term, because she knows I am challenged in that area. Miss Free Spirit over here that's just floating through life and not thinking about anything. I'm not thinking about tomorrow because it's not tomorrow yet. So she's like, well, are you looking down the road long term? What are you going to do about high school? What are you going to do about Common Core and how that affects standardized testing? She's not being negative. She's just saying, hey, you might want to take a minute and think down the line more than just the next hour or what's going to happen. I think those are good questions. So yeah, I guess it depends on how you take negative, and I'm sure there are other people in other places where it's not where it's not commonly accepted to be a homeschool family. Maybe they have a different take on it than I do. It's not worth worrying yourself about what other people think in this life. I just don't think so. If you're doing what you know what you need to do, if you're doing what's best for your family, if you're doing what you feel like pleases the Lord and is okay with Him, then the rest of the people just need to mind their own business. If they don't have something nice to say, they can zip their lips. Yeah. So anyway, that's how I deal with anything remotely negative, but I don't get much negativity. So yeah. And I guess that's all I have to say about that. So if you liked it, give it some love. Feel free to comment down below. Feel free to subscribe if you're interested in seeing more about what we do in Creative Minds Homeschool. And thanks for watching, guys. Bye. So I am horrible at wrapping these videos up, if you've noticed, but I'm going now.